Dispatch is the debut game from Ad Hoc Studios. The studio was founded by Telltale Games alumni Michael Chong, Nick Herman, Dennis Lennart, and Pierre Choret. When Telltale shut down, they linked up to make more of what they're best at. So the team gets together and they start making. They write up a script and they have a vertical slice animatic to send out to actors. During the Hollywood actor strike, there were obviously a lot of folks who were super unhappy with how things were going in Hollywood, and so at this time, Ad Hoc sent out their script and a vertical slice of the game. And it made its way through a lot of different actors' hands, and eventually it wound up in Aaron Paul's hands, and the rest is history there. Next, they reached out to Laura Bailey, because they already knew they wanted to get her involved with the game. She was initially supposed to play the role of Blonde Blazer, but they ended up actually swapping her to Invisible because they felt Erin Yvette was a better fit for the role, just to bring that dorkiness to the character. And I mean, they knew that Laura Bailey would slot perfectly into any role and just end up crushing it. So Laura reads the script and she loves it. She loves it so much, in fact, that she actually ends up telling her husband and fellow Critical Role cast member Travis Willingham about it. And he ends up reading the script too and immediately wants to get involved. So the Ad Hoc guys have dinner with Travis and Laura, and they start talking more about the things that they could do together in the future. And from there, the rest of the Critical Role team joins on. But shortly after that, the big gaming industry collapse hits. Tons of studios are laying people off left and right, and Ad Hoc lost their biggest investor. They start worrying about their future, but they decide to hit up Critical Role. The cast is already all in the game, and they've discussed a future together to make a game for CR, so CR becomes their biggest investor and saves the project. Here, just check out this clip of Nick Herman talking about the involvement of CR.
So yeah, it's they were one of the very few people who understood what we were doing and saw that there would probably be an audience here. Most people look at this and they would compare us to, this other narrative games that didn't sell well, and they didn't appreciate that maybe the quality of the writing or the quality of the art or whatever was actually important. And they just kind of look at it in an Excel spreadsheet.
I mean, you gotta love to see that, right? It's just creative people making cool shit together because they know at the end of the day, good art is always gonna win. The story goes on about how everyone else got involved and how the game came to be, but I want to talk more about what the game means for games in general and the superhero genre going forward. If you want to learn more about it after this video, head down to the description and check out that interview we just watched a clip of, and I mean, hey, while you're down there, maybe do me a solid and hit a like and a sub. This channel's really not doing well. My last video at the time of recording has 25 views. Okay, so in order to go over what this means for the medium and genre respectively, first, we gotta talk a little bit about the game. So, I mean, spoilers ahead. This game's plot is all about trying to find the power source for Robert's mech suit, and I gotta tell you, I would not be able to make my flesh mech, that's my body, work as well without today's sponsor, Magic Mind. Oh, it's not gonna focus for me. All right, it's in focus, we did it. That took so many takes to get it in focus, and I genuinely just wanted to take the shot. I actually have an entire video all about how I came to work with Magic Mind, but I reached out to them because I take it every single day, and it's genuinely helped me a lot. Between diagnosed ADHD that I can't take meds for and all the distractions we've got around us every day, I was really struggling to stay locked in, but Magic Mind's caffeine-free option has genuinely been a game changer for me. After taking it for 7 days, I actually feel sharper than I maybe ever have in my entire life, and that's by design. They're completely built from the ground up to improve your focus. They've got nootropics in them to improve attention and executive function, like L-theanine, and they believe in what they make so much that they've got a 100-day refund policy, even if you drank the shots, so there's literally no reason to not give Magic Mind a chance. So if you want to start taking steps to improve your mental clarity, hit the description and use my link for 20% off Magic Mind productivity shots and 48% off subscriptions. Tell your friends too to use code ToiletTalks20 for the same deal. And of course, as always, thank you so much Magic Mind for partnering with me. Shouts out to my girl Angela, and let's get back to the video. In Dispatch, you play as a now retired generational superhero named
Robert Robertson. I'm starting my first shift.
Tell me that's not your real fucking name, bitch.
He was the third person to take up the Mecha Man mantle, as you guessed it, after his father and grandpa. Robbie was forced to retire when his suit was destroyed when chasing down a superhero turned villain named Shroud, who killed Robert's father. Insert joke about Shroud the streamer, I guess. After his suit goes kaboom, Robbie's approached by the hero Blonde Blazer, who makes it seem like she's flirting with him, but actually is just trying to offer him a job as a superhero dispatcher at the Superhero Dispatch Network, or SDN.
We can work with this.
Yeah, you seem very unflirty here, girl. All right, so I'm gonna skip over a lot because the plot here isn't really what's important to this game, but I'll get back to that. So Robbie joins up and meets the rest of the cast of characters. The team he's dispatching for is the Z Team. The Z Team is a bunch of supervillains who join the Phoenix program to try and stop being villains and become heroes. While Robert is working here, the SDN's gonna help him try and rebuild the Mecha Man suit, and that's how we meet himbo and all-around good guy Royd. If you didn't fist bump Royd, I'm gonna myself. God, I'm never getting monetized. So the problem with rebuilding the suit is the power source, the Astral Pulse. It's some sci-fi thing that there's only one of, and it was lost when the suit was destroyed. So the overall plot of this is just get the suit rebuilt, get the Z Team to work together, later on find the Astral Pulse, and defeat Shroud. Insert yet another Shroud joke. But the reason I'm glossing past the entirety of the plot here is because it's really secondary to the moment-to-moment character development. And I want to show you another clip from that interview earlier.
When people think about like, you know, whatever, interactive narrative, everyone we talk to talks about story. How many endings? What's the story? And we have consistently been like, that's not really as important to us, which sounds crazy. But the thing that's important to us is character. Are the people that you spend time with, like, you know, do you want to be around these characters? Is so core to a great story, but it is so often overlooked because people are excited about plots and plot twists and epic adventures and like we're just like, what about just being in a cubicle with these people? And like, how do we make that engaging?
In my opinion, this is why the game is done so well. And to explain it, I feel like I need to be ADHD for a second and talk about another project Aaron Paul was involved in. Breaking Bad changed everything. After Breaking Bad, it felt like every show had to have this grand epic plot that was cinematic and dramatic and earth-shattering. It had to be the greatest thing ever made. Like, it's kind of like how mid has become like such a bad term when it's like things can just be fine, but that's a topic for a different video. The thing that seems to be misunderstood is, in order for me to care about a big grand plot, I need to care about the characters along the way. And that's what this game has in spades, right? I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see if Robert's gonna be Mecha Man again, but the best moments are just between the story beats, when characters are just hanging out. Instead of just asking in good faith that you take my word for it, let's go meet those characters and see their high points that have nothing to do with Mecha Man or his suit. And to do that, let's start with the first person that we meet in game. And this isn't even one of the main characters, but they left such a good mark. I'm talking about Mr. Cool Dick himself, Toxic. This game starts so strong. Robert at first just seems to be having a chat with his friend about his father who's passed, and it's such fluid exposition. We learn about Robert's relationship to his dad, and we already feel endeared to this character. That immediately changes pace when we see that the soothing voice man, as the subtitle puts it, is actually a villain Robbie's interrogating, and for the entirety of this opener, he's the only person we talk to. He jumps from this calm voice of reason to a person we're threatening like Batman, and then later being revealed to have this superpower where he's toxic and has a cool glowing dick. Next up we meet Blonde Blazer, the classic dorky sweet girl next door character who's a possible love interest but with this twist of being like tough as shit, and later in the game scares Shroud and all of his gooners off with this hard ass line.
So all of you can leave now, or half of you can die here.
Bars. Now throughout this, she's probably the only character who isn't exactly funny, but does work as like the Girl Scout moral compass for the cast. Now while we're out with Blonde Blazer for the first time, we meet a few of the Z Team members, but we're only going to talk about one for now, Flambe.
Bitch, my name's Robert, such a bitch whose name is Robert.
Played by comedian Lance Canstopoulos. That's actually the first time I'm saying that out loud. That's such a cool ass name, like Canstopoulos. That's sick. When we meet Flambe, he reveals that he has beef with Mecha Man, and starts out really as no more than just an asshole. But this is also where the game really starts to get moving with its fun interactions. He's so serious when arguing with Robert, but Robbie clearly doesn't give a shit and just remains quippy here. And this allows the other Z-teamers in the background to make fun of Flambe and just seem like those friends, you know, you might have, like, they're boys, but also they're just gonna laugh and make fun of you when you're getting made fun of.
Shit. That is... Damn. You good?
At the start, he has the worst attitude towards Robbie, but this slowly builds up into a friendship, and by the end, depending on the route you take, he actually kind of completes his character arc here and gets over his revenge boner for Mecha Man.
Physical...
Yeah, so I might have to do that once a month or so as a release of my hatred for you. But perhaps with some time, you'll be less of a bitch to me. Yeah, we'll see. Happy housewarming, bitch. Your place fucking sucks.
Full disclosure, I made a huge mistake. I totally screwed up. I did not put an image behind me so I could key it out. So for the rest of this video, I'm gonna just be like cropped in a little box, move me around or something. You'll see, you'll get it. No full green screen for the rest of this video. I'm sorry. And now we get to move on to the best character in the game, Chase. So Chase is a speedster whose powers came with a drawback. The more he ran, the more he aged. So he looks like an old dude even though he's only 39. So Chase can't stop saying fuck for even a second.
Who's this freckle-faced fucker? Resurrect then re-kill your fucking father. Shut the fuck up. Fuck off.
And to everyone but Robert, he's tough as nails and takes no shit. I mean, he kind of takes no shit from Robert, but he's like soft on him too. And it's never really explained why, but it seems like the entirety of the Z team already respects him out the gate, like we see in that first shift.
Shut the fuck up. Let me remind you, these calls are fucking recorded for training fucking purposes. So keep the fucking line clear before we send your stupid fucking asses back to whatever fucking cell we pulled your stupid fucking asses out of. Alright? Okay, so we can't talk about this game and we can't talk about Chase without talking about episode 6. But in order to do that, we need to bring in the other hero who matters here, Invisible.
Don't fucking give that kid a cigarette.
He's the one I bummed it from.
This is our other love interest option, an ex-villain turned hero who can turn invisible. Now, Vizzy's kind of like the real main character of the game. At least, it kind of felt like that to me. She seems so desperate to be good, but always fails every time she tries to help. And it's always her fault. She's too impulsive or just doesn't take orders well, and no matter what, she's always going to do the wrong thing despite having good intentions. And she talks to us about this the night that she's almost fired from the SDN. And all this comes to a head in episode 6. Vizzy wants to try and help Robbie get the astral pulse back, but now isn't the time. So, of course, she ignores that and takes matters into her own hands. If you're watching this, you already know what happens, but I want to talk about the little things in this moment that speak volumes about these characters, because without the focus on character development that we'd had so far in the story, none of these moments would hit the same. When Chase is running, it almost looks like he's taking extra turns just to draw out this one last run that he's on. And when we see his face, we see that smile. He knows this is it. He knows he's on one final run, and you can just see he's loving every second of it. And then when he collapses in the park, Laura Bailey's performance here says so much while only saying the same few words over and over. She's not saying, please, Chase, no, just because she doesn't want him to die. You can hear it in her voice, and based on what we know about the character so far, she's saying, please don't die because of me. Please don't let this be another thing that's my fault.
No, don't fucking do this, please. Please, Chase. Please.
So anyways, let's keep making the D&D nerds wet, and let's talk about Matt Mercer's character, Shroud. Let's insert another Shroud joke. So we don't get to see much of Shroud, or should I say,
Elliot.
and I wish we did too, because like, the few interactions we get, like the bar scene.
This was your father's gun. Kept it in his locker, fully loaded. 6 shots. He couldn't have predicted I'd use it to kill him. Your father was the last person to touch this bullet. And now, there's a 16.5% chance it touches you next.
He's so imposing and such a good villain. But I guess even though we didn't, it speaks volumes of the writing that that scene's so memorable with a character we've only seen a few times. Okay, so we got a little bit out of order, but now we're going to talk about Royd. Now, most of our scenes with Royd do actually progress the plot, since he's the guy building our suit, but most scenes with him are just super endearing. But we're going to just start with his intro.
Nothing. Just touch my pants and underwear only. Even for shake, I just do like this.
Look at him. He's perfect. All right, so let's move on and speed up since we've touched on all the main characters. I want to move on to the two people that we could potentially cut, Sonar and Coop. Now, on my first run, I cut Sonar and I kept Coop because, she seemed cool with the whole assassin thing, but I was kind of disappointed because we really never got much out of her. And, on the second run, it was clear that Sonar was the better choice. Just all of his lines during, the gameplay dispatch portions are so much fun, and, I want to show this scene of the bar fight because he doesn't even talk in it, but it's just such a good extra layer of comedy. So Punch Up is next, and first off, Jacksepticeye absolutely killed it here. Punch Up is such a little douche, but with a heart of gold. And I mean, the shot at the end where we introduce him to Toxic after we've seen him punching people in the dick all game is just such a perfect end cap to that joke.
We never finished our dance, Mecha Man.
Actually, I got the guy for you.
Wow, you really think this little fucking Lucky Charm is a match for me?
He's got a special move.
So Malevola's next, and I don't know, oh my god, just demon muscle mommy that I haven't seen since Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, let's okay. No, but for real, she low-key just gives very kind, comforting, safe vibes, and maybe I'm being swayed. Maybe that's the hard eyes talking, but I really liked her character development here. But I actually want to talk about a scene with her and Prism, because I think this is possibly one of the best examples of what a good, fun, slice-of-life office comedy this game actually is. The two of them are just hanging out in the kitchen at the office, trying to figure out which hero Robert used to be.
Hey, losing all that weight don't make you better than us. Hey, yeah. Chill out, Dad.
I never had a dad.
I know. Fuck that's supposed to mean?
You told me one time you didn't have a dad.
Huh.
And it's this right here. This has nothing to do with the overarching plot. It does nothing to progress the story. And yet it's the moments like this that make this game so memorable and give it so much life. All right, last of the main cast is Gollum. And we don't get a lot from him either, but I do love his dialogue when the Red Ring pulls up on the entire city and he's like, I'm not making any memories.
We just gotta hold it down till the cavalry arrives.
Okay, but just so y'all know, I don't know if I'm making memories right now.
Alright, so our last two fill-in heroes are Phenomenon and Waterboy. And we're gonna start with Phenomenon. So early on, people actually thought that he was gonna be the big bad, because people expected this game to go the route of, the boys or Invincible or something, and he'd be the evil Superman stand-in. We're gonna circle back to that, don't worry. But Phenomenon, he's just depressed. That's it. Every convo with him, he just acts like a really sad divorced dad. And for this one, I'm gonna just pick the Magic the Gathering scene.
Abstained from voting as I am neither human nor reformed villain, nor particularly interested in this conversation. I only came in as I thought we were playing Magic the Gathering tonight. I am hoping we still may.
All right, so last but not least is Waterboy. Played by Joel Haver, who absolutely crushed it. I actually have an entire Waterboy video that's supposed to be coming out December 8th. And it is without a doubt the weirdest thing I've ever made. And hopefully I won't ever make anything close to as weird as that again. But if it's after December 8th, you should watch that because it's insane. You'll see it when you see the title. Okay, anyways, how do we even pick one for Waterboy though? Whether or not he joins the team, he's still the most valuable man in Los Angeles. So here's a bunch of shots of him puking up water.
Fuck off.
So now that we've made it through these, I hope you see why I say this really is just a rom-com slice of life with plot happening in the background. I mean, and it's been so great to see the community's reaction to this too. The boys on Invincible seem to have kind of shaped what people think superhero media is supposed to be lately, but like when Dispatch dropped, everybody looked at Blonde Blazer and Phenomenon and said, oh, that's the evil Superman stand-in, and like he's gonna be real bad, or the SDN is gonna be some evil mega corporation who's like, you know, perpetrating villain attacks to make money. And I gotta say, between this and James Gunn's Superman, it's been so nice to see the superhero genre almost now subverting expectations by returning to what it was conceived to be. Just uplifting stories of people doing their best to do good. I really hope we get to see a season 2 of this, and I'm sure we're gonna, given all the success that this has had, but it's just been so nice to see such a return to form. It's been nice to break away from that like Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns, or, you know, Watchmen, the stuff that was started back in 1986, and now everything's just become so much more bleak since then. Because it's become kind of suffocating, just seeing everything always being a story about misery. And I feel like maybe there's a whole conversation to be had there, but when we start taking the characters that are supposed to be our saviors and turning them into our oppressors, maybe we need to do some reevaluating. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist or whatever, you know, a philosopher, but it's just been really nice. That's all I can say. So anyways, if it's after December 8th, hit the description, go watch that Waterboy video. It's insane, I promise, it's crazy. And as always, Magic Mind, thank you so much for partnering with me on this video. I truly appreciate it. Magic Mind's amazing. Hit my link in the description, 20% off Magic Mind productivity shots and 48% off subscriptions. Yeah, if you made it this end, drop a sub, like, let me know in the comments, you know, what your favorite character interactions were. And yeah, I'm in love with you. See ya.